Hi, my name is Thomas and I'm working for Metrus.
Excellence.
Metrus is manufacturing for more than 45 years valve test benches, and we would like to share our experience with you. In this video, I would like to explain you what does it take to find the right valve test bench for your valve repair workshop. First of all, you should be aware about the valve types you would like to test in future. If you only want to test safety relief valves, one of our SV or SVM valve test benches is already sufficient. Or if you say, no, I only want to test shut-off or control valve, you can select one of our CSV valve test benches. The same for butterfly valves. If you want to test only these types, you can use our BV series. But in most cases, you don't know today which of these valve types will come into your workshop tomorrow. In this reason, I would like to introduce you today our universal test bench SV50-400E. SV means this test bench is based on a safety valve test bench. 50 is the indication that we can clamp with a maximum force of 50 tons underneath the clamping claws or in between the tables. 400 means the maximum valve size I can clamp on this test bench is DN400 or 16 inch. And E means we have an extended version with a head beam which allows us to clamp nearly all type of valves in between the two clamping tables. These can be shut-off valves, control valves, butterfly valves, and of course also safety relief valves. In the basic execution, this test bench allows you to test with high pressure air or gas. As option, you can equip it also with a closed water cycle, which allows you liquid tests with pressures up to 600 or even up to 1000 bar. To avoid that remaining water drops in the test circuit of the test bench will crystallize during a set pressure test of a safety valve with gas, we are working with complete separated test circuits, one for gas and the other one for water test. On the left hand side we have the water test unit, on the right hand side we have the air or nitrogen test unit. This test bench is equipped additionally with an optional test pressure limitation. Means I can adjust which pressure I would like to allow maximum to perform the test I'm doing right now. This works for the gas test and the water test as well. The separation is made consequently up to the clamping table. Means we can choose if you would like to connect the high pressure hose for gas or air test, or if you're going to connect the water test hose, which is here in parking position. As high pressure source, you can choose a nitrogen or air bottle, an external high pressure compressor, or as option an inbuilt high pressure booster going up to 600 bar air pressure. In our case, we are using a nitrogen bottle. The gauge in the gas test circuit is showing me how much gas pressure is remaining in the nitrogen bottle which is connected. If I want to test now a safety relief valve, I can open the head beam to get an easier access to the clamping area. Now I can take my safety relief valve and place it onto the O-ring plate, center it properly and put the clamping claws into position. The pressure regulator on the control panel allows you to adjust the clamping force according to the valve diameter and the test pressure you are looking for. But what will happen if you want to test a pilot-operated safety relief valve? The 3-claw clamping geometry will not allow you to clamp from the backside. In this reason, we have added into the clamping table of the SV5400 one additional slot in which we can place one of the clamping claws, and now we are able to clamp with 2 clamps only. A table on the control panel shows you which test pressures are allowed, depending if you're going to clamp with 3 or 2 clamping claws. To perform the set pressure test, I can increase now the pressure with my needle valve. As soon pressure gets into the test valve, the control lamp will indicate that there's pressure present, and my interlock system doesn't allow anymore to open the clamping table. Now I continue to increase the pressure. I can see that the valve should open at 35 bar. When the set pressure test was successful, I can continue with the so-called Cyclic Test. Means I'm going to close the outlet of the valve with such a rubber plug, which is connected to our bubble counter. Now I can adjust the test pressure up to 90% of the set pressure, means in our case 31.5 bar. I can count the number of bubbles per minute and compare on the data sheet of the safety relief valve if it is in accordance with the allowed seat leakage. After that, I can release the pressure on the outlet needle valve . Warning lamp switch off, and now I can open the clamping and remove the valve from the clamping table. If you would like to perform now a valve test with water, simply remove the air pressure hose and connect the water pressure hose instead. Tighten it firmly, and now you can place the safety valve you would like to test with water. For filling the safety valve, I open now my filling pressure regulator. We can see the filling pressure increased now to 4 bar. My clamping is interlocked, and also the signal lamp is showing that the valve is under pressure. When testing with water, we are using our built-in bladder accumulator, which allows us to increase smoothly the test pressure. Above the needle valve, I can see on the gauge which pressure we have in our bladder accumulator in the back of the test bench. Means when I open the needle valve now, the test pressure will come from this bladder accumulator going into my test valve. As soon as the safety valve opens, we can see how the water will go through the seat, and thanks to the bladder accumulator, we can ensure also now a first steady flow. The stainless steel water drip pen will the water guide back to the water tank, from where it will be used for the next water test in our closed water cycle. A huge set of O-ring sealing plates allows you also to test bigger valve diameters, such as shut-off valve, for example. In this case, I'm going to place a DN300 gate valve onto the O-ring sealing plate. If you want to perform a shell test on this gate valve, please open the valve and close the head beam with the upper O-ring sealing plate. Bring the O-ring sealing plate into the sealing position in the top. Release the clamping slightly just to remove the clamping claws. And now reclamp against the upper sealing plate. For filling the valve, you should open the upper needle valve and start now with the filling pump. As soon water is coming from the top needle valve, I close this needle valve. This gate valve has a nominal working pressure of 16 bar. Means the shell test should be done at 1.5 times of the nominal pressure at 24 bar in this case. Now I can increase with the inlet needle valve the test pressure to 24 bar. I'm going to wait if there's no pressure drop. If so, means there's no leakage, so the test was successful. Furthermore, I can also check visually if there's no water dripping from the sealing of the valve. If you want, you can do now also a seat leakage test with water. For this purpose, I'm going to reduce the test pressure to the nominal pressure and close the gate valve. I open the needle valve in the top and wait until no more water will come. In our case, the test pressure is continuously dropping. This means that we have a seat leakage. This is proven additionally by the continuously non-stopping water drops. Of course, I can do also a seat leakage test with air. For this purpose, I need to remove the water pressure and wait until the gate valve is empty. When the water is removed completely from the valve body, we need to change again now the connection from the water test to the air test hose. I have to close again the gate valve. I connect our bubble counter with a quick coupling to our outlet needle valve in the top of the gate valve. And now I'm going to adjust the gas pressure underneath the seat of the gate valve to 3.5 bar. And if there will be a leakage, I can see it on my bubble counter now. With this special test bench, we have now also the possibility to detect where the leakage is located in the seat area. For this purpose, we need to clamp simply once again with the clamping claws the valve and leave it open in the top. If I open the head beam now, I will get a free access and view into the seat area. And now I'm going to put some water into the seat area. And with the additional water in the top of the seat area, I can identify now clearly where the leakage is located. If I would like to clamp also smaller valves in between the two tables, I can use such an adapter, which is included in the scope of supply. If I close now the head beam, I don't need to adjust too much height difference in between these two sealing plates. In this way, I can clamp now also small valves without a problem on our SV50-400. Bigger valve diameters can be tested also with a so-called external test adapter. Means I'm going to clamp the adapter in between the two clamping tables and connect via blind flanges and high pressure hoses the bigger valves directly to my test bench. So as you can see, the SV50-400E is a real universal soldier. You can test nearly any kind of valve on this test bench, so it would be the ideal partner also in your valve repair shop. Please understand that this is not a training video and also it's not replacing the manual of the test bench. Respect at any time the safety regulation in your surrounding and your area. Please stay safe. Over and out.